How have I used technology in the research phase? In my A2 brief, I have researched in a more sophisticated way, as this year I am looking into 3 products, whereas in my AS I only did 1 product. I've also used better methods of getting feedback. Last year I used a questionnaire, which meant that the questions were closed and I therefore got very short and little detailed notes. However, this year I used a focus group, as that gives me long and well-developed answers which will help me more when I need new ideas to improve my music video. This year I am looking into theorists, as this helps me to develop my music video and make it as if it was going to be released. For example, I've looked into Andrew Goodwin, and from doing this I discovered that I'm going to use an illustrative music video. I've also looked into a photographer, and this helped me to see what aspects I would like to use in order to truly show New York. This I use Google and Safari. I have also undertaken textual analysis for existing products like the ones I made. For this I used Safari and YouTube to look up examples and then noted down key codes and conventions. This helped me to see what ones worked well and that I could use. To present my ideas I used Tumblr. Also, for one of my music video analysis I used Final Cut to show the conventions used so I could see what exactly I needed to use. How have I used technology in the planning phase? For the planning stage of my coursework, I used different technologies so that when I went to make my products, I was fully prepared. Firstly, I had to make mock-ups of my ancillary tasks. To make my mock-ups for my website, I drew it out and then put it onto Tumblr. I then got my focus group to give me feedback so that I could update it. I then created a Digipack mock-up using Word and then did the same again by giving it to my focus group, and so on. I then decided to further develop my plan for my music video from the current storyboard, so I made an animatic where you put the photos over the music so that you can how it will actually look and have an idea for timings. I did this by drawing the photos and getting the music, so then putting them together on Final Cut. Then I posted it on YouTube. How have I used technology in the construction phase? For my website I used a creating software called Wix, where they give you layouts and you change the theme, information, photos, etc. To create the photos, I wanted them as Polaroids, so I used PowerPoint and put a white border around them. Then I created an album of music to put onto it using Spotify, and I changed the titles and added social media features. For my Digipack, I used photos of New York using my phone and also took photos of Ella in front of the green screen so that I could edit it later. Then I used Photoshop to change the green screen photos of Ella so that she had colour behind her and bright light so that it fit the overall theme. To change the photos of New York, I used PowerPoint to make them into Polaroids. I then used PowerPoint again to put the whole Digipack together, but first I got a template off of Safari. For my music video, I used a Canon camera to record Ella in the studio, and I used a camcorder in New York to film key scenes. I then put it all together on Final Cut. How have I used technology in the evaluation phase? To evaluate, I mostly used Tumblr to look at all the work that I have done and so that I could write up the evaluation on Word. My focus group have helped me to evaluate throughout the whole process, helping me to see where I could improve. In order to use my focus group, I showed them videos off of YouTube and my posts on Tumblr. I also used the internet to help me compare my work to others, whilst also using Tumblr again so that I could compare these projects to my Year 12 ones.